Alright, this is the PDF417 barcode, and I'm going to show you how to decode it by hand using only a calculator and a gigantic lookup table, which I'll provide for you. So anyways, let's first look at what the PDF417 barcode is. The PDF417 barcode, you wouldn't see this guy in many places, but you do see him around. So where is the PDF417 used? It's used on parcel postage in a few places. It is used on an airplane ticket. If you pull out your wallet right now and take out your driver's license and flip it over, there's a PDF417 right there containing all the data on the front of it. So let's look at what the PDF417 is and what it's comprised of. This top section here is a PDF barcode that I got a picture of, and the portion beneath it here is just me taking all the cells and coloring them in Excel, making them easier to handle. So looking at the first and last section here, these are the beginning and end regions of the barcode, and they are always fixed, and they're always a fixed pattern and don't contain any real data. Okay, you would use those in your, I guess, camera program to find the barcode. Now the next section, which is this left section here, is simply called the left section, and this over here is the right section, and they are the areas of the barcode that don't really contain the data of the barcode but contain information about the barcode. For instance, like what row this is, what error correction level this is, how many rows are in the barcode, and row would be top to bottom, this number here. And that's pretty much it. And then the right section kind of mirrors that in a different order, so that's why this guy's different than that guy. And so finally, we got our data section right here. There we go. Easy to do. Now, each one of these areas here is a data word. So this is a data word, this is a data word, and this is a data word. And each one of these data words is read in a left to right, top to bottom order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way till the end. Okay, so that's pretty simple. So let's move on and show you how to decode this guy. Alright, so here's a barcode that I generated using this online PDF417 barcode generator thing on barcode.com. So that's cool. So I got this barcode here, and I have put into Excel black and white these sections here of my data. So this does not include the beginning, the end, the left, nor the right areas. This is only the 3 data word sections in between. Now, you don't have to have only 3 data word sections. You can have just one or a ton. I don't really know what that number is. If you really care, you can look it up. But moving along, each one of these data word columns here always begins with black and always ends in white. So they're pretty distinctively, you can see where they begin and end. So now, looking at each one of these data words, you can see that they are 17 cells long. Oh snap, 17? That's where the PDF417 comes from. Wow! So anyways, where does the 4 come from? Well, I'll show you here. This data word has 1, 2, 3, 4 black sections. Oh, there we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4 white sections. That's what that comes from. The 4 comes from. So we have in each one of these data words 1, 2, 3, 4 black sections and 1, 2, 3, 4 white sections. Neat, and that's true for all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 black and 1, 2, 3, 4 white sections. Now, these sections are considered one data word, and one data word is a value that is equivalent to a value of 0 to 929. And I'll get to that in a second, what that value means. First, we got to determine how to get that value. So, to get that value, we look at the sequence of black and white. Now, if we take this black section here, this black section is 2 sections long, so I'm going to put a 2 here. This white section is 1 section long, so 1. This black is 1 long. This white is 1 long. This black is 1 long. This white section here is 5 sections long. This black section is 2 sections long. This white section is 4 sections long. That end white is included in the length, and so is the beginning black is included in the length as well. Okay, so now I have this sequence of black and white lengths, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 5, 2, 4. Alright, so cool. I got the sequence. Now, I want to get this into a value for this data word. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to show you this web page. Okay, this web page is a gigantic web page full of sequences that mean a value. So what we can do now is hit Control F and then hit Control V and then take off the square. That I don't know why Excel adds it, but there we are. And so now it found this value, this sequence here, and it means 10. Sweet. So the value of this data word here is 10. Easy enough. So now, what do these values mean? Well, a value from 0 to 899 are your data. I want to say they're like, if you think of these as data words, then you can think of what these data words turn into as 2 chunks. But there's exceptions to the rules. Of course, these values that you'll see here go all the way up from 0 to 929. Well, I'm sorry, 928, because 0 is included. So if the value goes over 900, you're into the kind of defining barcode area, which is 900 to 928. So if you get a value of 900, that means you're in the text encoding. If you get a value of 901, that means you're doing byte encoding. If you're in 902, you're doing numeric encoding. Now there's a few more after that, but they're really not terribly important. You're rarely ever going to see them. Normally these PDF417 barcodes are meant solely for text, and their default value, if you never see a 900 or above, their default encoding is text. Alright, so that's the one exception, is that 900 and above. The other exception is the first data word. The first data word does not really contain any value of our data that we're actually looking for, but it is the length of data words that are going to be used. So everything after this is going to be actually encoded data. So 10, which includes the data word that says 10 itself, is 1. Then the next one over is 2. Next one over is 3. Then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the last data word here, 10. Okay, so now we're working with these 10 data words, including the first data word itself. That total is we're working with just 10. Alright, so it's cool. Moving on, let's decode the second data word, which is this guy here. And so the first sequence here is this black section that's only 1 long. Okay, the next one is 4 whites long. The next one is 2 blacks long. The next one is 3 whites, 2 blacks, 2 whites, 1 black, and 2 whites. Okay, cool. So let's copy. Control F, Control V, take off that square. 900. Oh, cool. So we're doing text encoding. So that's pretty nice. So I'll put a 900 there to denote that this stupid sequence means 900. Alright, cool. So now we're doing text encoding, which isn't entirely necessary to have in there, but it can be used as kind of padding, if you will, or if the encoder wants to make sure that you're in text encoding, it's going to throw the 900 in there anyways. Alright, so the next portion we should see here should be the beginning of our text. Cool. So let's do this sequence. We got 1 black, 2 white, 2 black, 3 white, 2 black, 5 white, 1 black, 1 white. Alright, cool. So there's our sequence. So now let's go back to this page here. By the way, this address, you can see it there, but I'm going to put that link in the comments as well anyways. So go to my Find section here, Control V, take off the dumb square. 537. Great, now we're getting somewhere. So 537, this is actual data, and we're going to take this data here and make, instead of data words, let's make some data chunks out of it. So to figure out what our data chunks are, which is going to be 2 letters or 2 chunks, I don't know how to explain this. What is the math equation that makes 537? Well, the math equation is equal to the first character times 30 plus the second character. And that's our math equation right there to figure out what these 2 chunks are. So 537 is equal to the first character times 30 plus the second character. So to get that backwards, the second character is pretty easy to figure out if you use a mod command. Now, if you don't know what mod is, I already tried to explain this, and I totally messed it up and ended up having to redo this video because I just really can't explain what mod is. You should go look it up. It's a great function. It's also used, I think, in like either the QR code or the data matrix thing where they compress it. I think it's the data matrix. I'm not sure. Well, anyways, so our number mod of 30 gives us our second number. Okay, cool. So our first character is then the number minus the second character, which we figured out, divided by 30. Okay, so that's cool. So let's do this all out mathematically. So 537, I actually want to do a mod of 537. And I'm putting apostrophes in front of this so Excel doesn't actually try to do the math, because if Excel does the math, then you really don't learn how this thing works. So you can bust out your Windows calculator and do a 537 mod 30, and that gives you 27. So awesome. Our second character is apostrophe S. Oh, I took it anyways. Okay, so our second character is 27. So now our first character is going to be, let's clear this, 537 minus 27 is 510 divided by 30 equals 17. So awesome. We have 2 of our first characters right here. So 17, 27, what does that even mean? Well, let me show you. I have another handy paste bin to show you what these things mean. Oh, cool. You're so prepared. Yeah, I know. It's excellent. Alright, so our first character is 17. So we have these 4. Now here's our number. Here's our number column right there of what each of these things mean. But then we have these 4 areas that it could be in. We have an alpha section, a lower section, a mixed section, and a punctuation section. By default, the PDF417 starts in text encryption, encoding, whatever, and it starts in the alpha section. So our first character, 17, is R, capital R at that. Okay, so our first thing is R. Excellent. So now our second character is 27. Let's go back to our handy lookup table here. Of course, I'll have this link in the description as well. 27 of the alpha column is LL. LL, that's not a character. That's right. It is a shifting, or not really shifting, but a latch. There is latching and shifting to different sections of these columns. So you can shift to or latch to a different section. So LL is a latch to lower. So we're going to now shift everything after here is going to be in the lower section since we've latched to that. So I'm just going to put a LL in parentheses there to kind of show that we've shifted over to lowercase. Alright, so that's our first character. Awesome. Let's continue on doing this because, you know, we're getting somewhere. So let's do this. 1 black, 1 white, 2 blacks, 3 whites, 5 blacks, 1 white, 1 black, 3 whites. Great, so that is for sequence for this guy right here. Copy. Go back to my lookup here. pasta, remove the square, 421. Alright, cool. So 421 for this guy. 421, and let's see, 421 mod of 30 is 1. Okay, so that's cool. That is our second character. So 1 in here, since we're latched to lower, is B. So that's our second character. B. So our first character is going to be now 421 minus the 1 from the second character is 420 divided by 30 is 14. So 14, looking up here, we're still in our lowercase, is going to be O. So now we got a lowercase o. Alright, sweet. So, continuing on, and I don't know if you're kind of getting this already, this is pretty much it. The rest is just going to be me continuing to showing you how this is going to work and the final product. Okay, so this sequence here is 4, 1, 2, 4, 2, 1, 2. No, I missed a 1, 1, 2. Okay, cool. So grab that, go to here, go to my lookup, Control F, pasta that into there, 432. Okay, so this value, this code word is 432, and so we got 432, and we're going to take, in this in Excel now, we're going to do a mod of 432 comma 30, because that's what we're modding it by, 12. Okay, cool, so we got 12. So that is our second character. Now, to get our first character, we want, let's move this guy over. To get our first character, we want to do the 432 divided by, and I covered the cell. That's fantastic. Let's just move this guy over. Haha, fancy. Okay, divided by 30. Okay, so essentially that is BV22, which is this guy, divided, shoot, I messed all that up. Okay, let's shift this guy over so I can redo this count. Oh, it still covers it. That figures. Okay, let's do this over. Okay, so this guy minus this guy, that's what I was going to do. Of course, I meant to do that. Divide by 30, 14. So now we have 12 and 14. Okay, so let's start with 14. 14, wait, didn't I already see 14? I did already see 14, because 14 is O again. Cool. So my first character is O. Sweet. My second character is 12. So going back to my lookup here, 12 is M. So my second character is M. Awesome. So do the next data word over. So we got 3 blacks, 1 white, 1 black, 1 white, 2 blacks, 3 whites, 1 black, and 5 whites. Copy. Pasta. 19. Okay, that's kind of a shorter number. So 19. I was going to then get the second character first, because it's easiest to get by just doing a mod of that. Oh, nuts. Doing a mod of that by 30. There we go. It is 19, because it doesn't really go over 30, so there's nothing to mod it. So 19 just is the second character. So simply then, we're going to do this guy minus this guy, which of course is 0, divided by 30, which is going to be 0. So 0. So my first character is 0, and on the lookup table, that is A, since we're still in the lower column here. So 0 is A. That's easy enough. 19 for my second character, that's going to be a T. Hope you're getting this now. Hope I'm explaining this well enough to you. I hope you're going to see what's happening here. And so we're on to what, our 7th guy here? A few more to go. 1, 2, 1. Yeah, 3, 1, 4, 4, 1. Okay. Copy. Pasta, which is 242. 242. course. So 242, and I can just simply kind of copy these equations downwards to here. First character is going to be 8. Looking up 8 is going to be I. Okay, there we are. And 2 is going to be C. Great. C. And then this guy is going to be 11421. 6 is the maximum length, by the way, and 1 1. Okay, maximum length of a black or white section. So copy pasta, and that's 569 to my lookup table. 569. So okay, 569. Copy these, paste them there. 18 and 29. Looking at this, we have 18 is an S, S, and then 29, which is a, 29, which is from the lower column, it is a punctuation shift. That means for the next character only, it's going to be punctuation. Oh wait, sorry, it doesn't go there, it goes up here. So now this guy, 2, 3, 5, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, okay? This guy equals, look at the big lookup table here, it equals 900. So it's saying we're in latch mode, okay? Or sorry, not latch mode, it means we're in text mode, great. So it's not really going into our data section because it is 900 or above. This is just simply saying you're in text mode. Great, we already know that. So essentially what this is doing, it's creating the padding cells at the back. Since we've already kind of figured out what the barcode is, now it's just going to kind of fill it up with garbage of 900s. So 1, 4, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2. You can probably guess what this guy is going to be. Pasta that into there, also 900. Okay. So, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. This is 900. Okay, so again, 900. And the rest of these, since we only have 10 data words here, the rest of these are going to be error corrections. So therefore, we have finished our, oh, don't look at that. We have finished our barcode here. So essentially now we have R, capital R, then we latch to lower, then O, B, O, M, A, T, I, C, S, and then the punctuation shift, which isn't really included. Robomatics! Oh, we figured it out! The barcode means Robomatics. Of course, you probably would have seen that coming since that's how my other barcode videos go anyways. So, just a little bit of extra information. Why is there 3 columns here? It's because if you, this kind of works with the error correction of the PDF417. It's really kind of smart how they did this. But if you take these numbers, really the black sections here, and say this is 2, the black section, minus 1, plus the next black section, 1, minus the next black section, 2, it's going to go up to 0. Then you plus 9, and then mod 9 to that. Kind of odd how that goes, but it equals 0. So essentially, that means you are in the 0 column. 0 column is the first column, 3 column is this next column, and 6 column is this column. So since we got a 0, then I know that my value is going to be in the first column. And that's just kind of how an extra PDF417 encryption goes to make sure that everything's happy when it gets out. But we don't care about that since we're only doing it by hand. But that's extra information for you. And that is how to solve the PDF417 barcode by hand using a calculator in a giant lookup table. Have fun with that.